G'day, thanks for joining me. So we're going to build a small scale pond today. Nothing too big. Before we kick off, it's a bit rainy out there today, so a little bit drizzly, so grab a jacket. You're going to want a round mouth shovel. Depending on your environment, digging into stony type hard ground, you're going to want one of these. You're going to want a crowbar. One of these for breaking out hard stony ground. You're going to want your pond liner. We're going for 4 metres long by about 2 to 3 metres wide. We'll probably go with the 3 metres wide option. 250 micron liner for a good strong liner. You're going to want some crusher dust to line the bottom of the pond with once you've dug to your right depth. And you're going to want some help, which I'm bringing along today, some young stuff. Okay, let's rip into it. So here you can see we've marked out the external lines of the pond. Now, on the left-hand side, the straight line is going to be a footpath I've marked out. The very internal line is the bottom of the pond. Then it comes up to the next level where some plants sit on the next level up, which is the outside line. In this next drawing, this kind of makes a little bit more sense. It's coming up right now. So see where I've got the red arrows pointed, that's sort of the first level up from the very bottom. And the plants sit in between the red, where the red arrow's indicating through to the blue, where the blue arrow indicates. That's the upper level of the pond. Here we go. We're going to start ripping into it, digging out the base of the pond, the very deepest section first. So this we want to get at about 400 to 500 mil below our ground level. So yeah, here we go. Brought in some help to assist with this as well. Right. So it pays to check as you go. Check the level. And I believe here where I started checking, we're really only at about 200 mil or so. So we had quite a bit to go at this stage. Yeah. You've got a wee bit to go yet. Wee bit of tree trimming while we're going on. Might pay to get that done up front rather than doing it while you're trying to get the project done. Another check of depth, and I believe this time round we're getting to the right depth at this stage. Very close. So on with the excavation. It's quite back-breaking work, and prepare yourself for it when you're doing something that's in hard soils like the Canterbury Plains here in New Zealand. We're in Rolleston out of Christchurch. It's very stony, hard sort of ground once you get through the first top level of soil, which is typically only about 100 mil on subdivisions. Brought another bit of labour in, second son. We have 16-year-old triplets. So that's the bottom level. It's at this stage we're pretty much to the right depth, 450, 500 mil, to where we want to get with the very base of the hole, the bottom section. I've marked out the external section of the upper level with the margin plants sit submerged below the water by about 150 to 200 millimetres. That's what I'm cutting out here now, is that little step up. Okay, so this is pretty much it. At the end of the first day, we've cut the base and we've cut the first upper level. So here we are, day 2. We're starting to rip into removing the excess soil from the previous day. Believe me, it might actually be a better idea to be removing your spoil as you're actually digging the hole, and make yourself room as you go, because yeah, there's quite a bit of work in it, and you're kind of double handling the way we have done it here. Okay, we pretty much finished that. Man, that took longer than I thought. That's an entire trailer load. So if you're thinking about doing something like this, bring along plenty of grunt like these two. Couldn't have done it without them. So now we pull the geofabric in to protect the liner, which is going over the top of the geofabric there. We just don't want stone. Give it the best protection we can. I went with that geofabric in the end instead of lining all the base with the crusher dust that I mentioned. Just that I had it on hand, and it seems like a pretty good option from other videos I've looked at. And so we've pulled everything into place, and now I'm going to start bulk filling the pond with water. Here we are, starting to fill up, cover that marginal line. So the water will pull the plastic into place, and then once that's totally full, we want to shut it down before it overflows, and then start cutting off the excess line around the outside, ready to start placing rocks. So this is pretty much the end of day 2. Been a very nice chill day, and the kids are chilling out. Day 3, so we're going to start cutting out the excess plastic from around the outside edges, now that it's all been pulled into shape by the water itself, and I've got the final level sitting kind of relatively where I want it to. I think I did a wee bit of rejigging of that next year. Here we go. So I'm just putting some soil around underneath that final lip level, just so as I can get it sitting exactly where I want, because some edges were slightly higher. You really want to do it with, like, I should have grabbed a laser level from work, would have made life a bit easier. And now I'm starting to place rocks on the plastic around the outside to weight those outer edges down, and just, you know, give it its final look and the final feature to the pond itself. Should have given it a wee bit of thought before about how I was going to get me around the back. That was slightly tricky to get into place, but the old board there worked. So here I am, just, putting bigger rocks around the outside. Now I think I bring it down to smaller stuff. I'm remarking my path. I'm going to continue that paver path on past it. So yeah, I'm just placing smaller stuff along the front edge of it to give it a final look, and then I'm now placing some final wee bit of pea metal and shingle just to hold that front face. I'm going to plant in and along that edge too. So this is moving towards the end of part 1. We're kind of done here with the final look of it. Water's roughly sitting where I wanted it. In towards the back of the fence, in that gap, I'm going to make a in the next part of this video, part 2, I'm going to make an actual I'm going to put a pump in and have a waterfall. So I'll continue that in the next video. Anyhow, that's the end of part 1. Hope you enjoyed it.